Okay. Our thoughts are with Andre Patterson and AC. They won't be here today. Their mom and grandma passed away, so the funeral's today. So we'll be out here without those two guys. Looking forward to Denver. Man, there's an echo. Looking forward to Denver coming in here so that we can get some good look at some of these guys and some of the situations and things like that. And then, I thought the other day it was really good to get fans in the stadium again. It was nice. They got nice and loud for a small group of people. And we're looking forward to when we can get in there and get the whole place full. Some questions?
Mike, what did you take away on Saturday from seeing some of the receivers, some of the younger guys get a chance to get those reps with Thielen, Jefferson out?
Yeah, I thought for the most part, I thought they all did a nice job. Obviously, there's some things that you'll have to work on, but Amar Smith-Marset did a nice job. He keeps improving every day. He's got to get better on special teams, though. I thought they all did a good job.
What are you looking for from Smith-Marset on special teams?
He's got a lot of work to do. Yeah, and these guys, it's important. The backup receivers, they got to play special teams. So, if he wants to make the team, that's part of his job description.
We haven't seen Anthony Barr out here, I think Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, I'm just taking care of it.
Building?
Oh, yeah. I told him not to come to the stadium the other day. Everything's good.
Mike, when it comes to special teams for some of those receivers, is that something that keeps someone like a Chesina in the mix, considering what he did last year?
Yep. Yeah, and he continues to work as a receiver, but his ticket to get on the club is special teams. So, that's where you start finding the difficult decisions that you have to make. This guy might be a better receiver right now, but this guy can help us more.
Will that be like particularly important when you have preseason games when you can actually see them, somebody as a punt gunner or something, and stuff that we haven't been able to necessarily see out here as much with the return specialist and all that?
Well, we're starting to see a lot more of it. We did some Saturday? We did some last week. We'll do some today. We'll do a couple days with Denver and then the games, yeah.
Do you have a timeline of when you'd expect him to be back from that?
It's not a tweak. She didn't just tell you that. He'll be back pretty quick.
And can you confirm, is it an AC joint sprain? I think that's what was
I'm not going to confirm anything.
Warren Jackson, what can you say about him? And is it good, I guess, to get a little more depth for practice with receivers banged up?
I don't really. I didn't have anything to do with that, so I wouldn't know, and I haven't seen him do anything.
Mike, just how do you feel like Michael Pierce is coming along? Seems like he's getting a few more reps each day.
Yeah, he's been getting better all the time as far as where he's at. We're starting to increase his workload a little bit more each day. He's been feeling good. He's doing a good job. Him and Watts are both doing a good job, and James Lynch is doing a good job at Noah. So all three of those guys have been very solid.
You've actually seen Pierce in person. What stands out? Now that you've seen Pierce in person finally the last few weeks, what stands out?
He's a big, powerful man that does a great job and not letting the center get off. He's good at pushing the pocket. I think he showed some really good quickness on one of the rushes the other day. So I know that Andre is very excited about him.
What kind of benefit does that give someone like Garrett Bradbury, knowing that he's going to have Akeem Hicks and those type of guys that he'll be going up against, and he gets a Pierce to practice against in practice?
Yeah. Well, it's a good battle. Garrett's going to have to face some bigger guys, and not too much bigger than 350 or whatever he is.
Competition for the third linebacker spot. I know we've got Nick Vigil talking to us in a few minutes.
Well, Nick's done a nice job. The other guys got to pick it up. All the other linebackers need to pick it up on special teams, and and really on defense too. You know, I mean, there's a bunch of guys in there that need to get going.
At the end of this week, you're going to play a football game. Does that kind of, it hasn't been like that in the preseason since 2019. Does that kind of get you excited for Saturday?
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun. You know, it'd be good to get back to as close to normal football as we can. You know, the one thing about, you know, when you practice against them for a couple days, you kind of, both teams kind of know. So I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to play guys, just because of, you know, I'm trying to decide after how much work we get in against Denver. So, you know, I know there's some guys that probably don't need a lot of work, and we'll get good work against them when we practice.
Mike, with 3 preseason games now, how do you adjust the playing time? Do you still treat the third one like you would normally treat the third one?
I don't know. I've thought about it a lot. I think it really depends on where we're at with, you know, where we feel like we're at. You know, like I was talking to Harrison Smith about it some the other day, about, you know, trying to get some tackling in and things like that. So, you know, I do know that these guys, you know, they need to get a little bit of action where they're getting ready to go, and you know, going against other people, because you go against the same guys every day, and you know, you kind of get to know them. So I anticipate that we'll play, you know, the second game a pretty good amount, and then we'll see where we're at for the third game.
Does having a practice with Denver kind of help in a year now that you have 3 preseason games? It gives you those extra time against other bodies.
Well, I think it does 2 things. I think you can kind of treat it that way a little bit, like a preseason game, but it also lets you get some of the older veteran guys in a more controlled situation where you know, you're not tackling and taking guys to the ground and things like that, so you have an opportunity to evaluate those guys without really putting in a lot of injury risk.
With all the familiarity with the Broncos, that kind of goes both ways. Does that change any of the dynamic when you have 2 days of practice with them?
Change the dynamic as far as what?
Familiarity with schemes, you know, there's a lot of people on both sides who've been associated with the other team.
No, we're just trying to get work done, really. You know, obviously they want to do good, we want to do good, you know. But other than that, it's just stuff. And, you know, so when I talked to Vic Fangio and Pat Shermer, and I talked to those guys, you know, I said, you know, what kind of stuff do you want to get done? You know, do you want to change anything? And they said, what if we did this? And I said, fine, that's, you know, we don't care. We just want to get good work. And so they're doing a few things that we like to do, and we're going to do a few things that they like to do.
Mike, what kind of progress have you seen from the 2 rookie pass rushers, Patrick Jones, Janarius Robinson?
Yeah, they're similar type of rushers, but you know, Janarius is very long, and he can be very athletic. You know, he's processing a little bit right now, so, you know, the more reps he can get and the more just cut it loose, I think will help him. And then with Pat, you know, we're trying to do a lot of things with him, but he's got good physicality. He's showed up on special teams some, so that's been a good thing. And then, you know, it's the same thing with him. He's really wants to do everything perfect right now, and I think eventually when he starts getting a little more comfortable, he can cut it loose. But those guys are doing a good job.
Time for 2 more.
Can you touch a little bit on the preseason games? I mean, is that good in your book, or are you going to miss that 4th game where you can look at guys who might be on the bubble?
Well, I do know that, you know, a lot of times in the 4th preseason game we had some bubble guys that made the team because of how they performed in that game. So, you know, that's the other part of the 3rd game is, you know, how much do we get against, you know, and part of it is with, okay, so he's going against a 3rd team guy, and it's our 3rd team guy. Well, you want to kind of get him in there against, you know, a 2nd team guy or 1st team guy, so you can see what he can do against a little better personnel, and same with the other team. So that's why we try to rotate him a little bit early in the game, so we can kind of, you know, evaluate those things. But that's why this practice will be good. But yeah, it's takes away from some of the opportunities that we have. This is a great setup, Bob. Where's Harper when you need him? Yeah. I guess long story, long answer.
And then since there were no preseason games last year, have you noticed maybe guys are maybe a little more excited for the first one, or maybe there's a new appreciation for that first preseason game?
I think right now they're excited to get to a game and get over this practice stuff because you know, I know last week 6 days in a row they were pretty tired at the end of the week. So it'll be nice, hot and humid out here today, which we need. I feel like we have to get in better shape than what we are right now. I told the team that the other day. You know, I'm not worried about the beginning of the game. I'm worried about in the fourth quarter. We got to get in a lot better shape, and we're going to add a few more things to practice to do that. Okay, thank you.